It's a sad morning for Ghana boxing.
Really?
It's a sad morning for Ghana boxing.
No, what are you saying?
It's a sad morning for Ghana boxing. A very sad morning for Ghana boxing. A very, very sad morning for Ghana boxing. Nathan.
It's a sad... What are you saying?
It's a sad morning for Ghana boxing.
How so?
Sports FM.
Nathan, on the 9th of September, no, on the 12th of September 2025, 11 days ago, there was a boxing bout at the Bukum Boxing Arena.
There was a bout there 11 days ago?
Yes, 11 days ago.
Okay.
There was a boxing bout.
I'm listening.
Between Jacob Dixon, and if you remember Jacob Dixon, he was a boxer that took on Tabiti.
Yes.
Yeah, he took on
the American.
Yes, Andrew Tabiti.
Yes, the American thing. Yes.
The Mahama.
Yes, I remember.
Sharaf Mahama production.
I remember that.
Yes. So
I remember that so well.
He lost to Andrew Tabiti in a technical knockout. Now he took on Ernest Akushe. Ernest Akushe in about at the Bukum Boxing Arena on the 12th of September 2025.
The 12th of September.
This is
Now in that bout, and I think I've seen videos online, Akushe received a lot of punishment. He received a lot of headshots. He took a lot of punishment from James Dixon. In the end, the fight had to be stopped. Now, if you listen to the reaction of the crowd, even the crowd, you could hear people shouting, Agbe Bahubali, and Akushe's nickname is Bahubali.
Ernest Akushe's nickname is Bahubali.
His nickname is Bahubali. And you could hear commentary from the stands, Agbe Bahubali, Agbe. Like he received a lot of punishment. I don't know if the punishment he was receiving was exciting the crowd, and so the referee couldn't stop the bout, or maybe they wanted to see the boxer disgraced. I don't know exactly what it was. But the fight continued, despite Bahubali receiving so much punishment, especially so many headshots.
And for our listeners, you can find the video on our stream. There are two boxers in the ring, one in a black trunk, the other in a gold and white trunk. So the one in the black trunk is the said Ernest Akushe, aka Bahubali, and the other one is Jacob Dixon, aka Padiki.
Right. And Nathan, if you watch the bout, Bahubali practically got all two eyes closed because of punches he received to the head. He could barely see in the ring, and at the point when he dropped, you could there was blood oozing out of his mouth. That was how brutal that bout was.
Yeah, I saw the video where he was spitting out blood.
That was how brutal that fight was.
That's a horrible sign.
Nathan, the sad news is that this morning there are reports that Bahubali is dead. Bahubali has passed on.
Ray, no, what are you saying?
Oh, Nathan, Bahubali has lost his life.
Ray, come on.
Oh, Nathan, he was taken to Lekma Hospital after he complained of not being well. And post medical diagnosis and everything, the man gave up the ghost. So as we speak today, Ernest Akushe, aka Bahubali,
Ray,
is no more.
Hold on, Ray.
Nathan,
if this is
Nathan,
one of
you know me, I won't tell lies. Me, I won't bring anything I don't know. Nathan, as we speak, Bahubali has died. But you see, Nathan, a lot of things have happened in Ghana boxing. Okay. A lot of issues have come up with regards to death or loss of life when it comes to Ghana boxing. One of the things we've consistently said is that, look, this Achiagbeshi behavior, we must stop it. These are Achiagbeshi fights that we organize, we must stop. These fights we organize to help boxers pad their fight records, we must stop. Look, if you look at James Dixon and look at his conditioning, and you look at Akushe of blessed memory, me, I've always known Akushe to be a light heavyweight fighter. I've never known him to fight in a cruiserweight. Because Dixon is a cruiserweight boxer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the two of them. Jacob Dixon looks considerably bigger.
Thank you very much. You see?
I mean, he looks bigger than this gentleman.
Bahubali is a popular boxer in Bukum. Okay? And Bahubali on any day, would sell a bout for you. Okay? But I don't know how this bout was organized. I don't know the circumstances that surrounded this bout. I don't know how light heavyweight boxer Bahubali entered the ring with the cruiserweight. I don't know if Bahubali moved up weight or the cruiserweight dropped down weight. I don't know. But he received punishment. And Nathan, I want you to underline the word punishment. He was well beaten. Now, according to reports from the hospital, he died of internal bleeding.
He died of internal bleeding.
Pending postmortem. That is.
So that's what we are picking up.
That's what I'm picking up. But Nathan, you see, today, I'm upset. And why am I upset? You see, post the death of Nigerian boxer Olarinwaju.
Yes.
We were expecting a reset in Ghana boxing. And that reset was supposed to change how things happen in the sport. This Atiak Beshi bout and all, we were expecting that it will come to an end. Look, no promoter should come and tell me that this bout was not an Atiak Beshi bout. Because it is clear that Bahubali did not know how to defend himself when shots were being fired at his head. When he was receiving punches to his head, he clearly could not defend himself. And go and look at his fight record. How many times has he fought? He's fought about 6 times. All of those fights, they were trying to pad his own boxing career as well. They gave him a lot of Atiak Beshi bouts. Until I'm sure they possibly realized that he was not cutting it. He was not making the cut. Now he turns into the receiver. Nathan, he was beaten. Now, Nathan, do you know why I'm upset? Post the death of Olarinwaju, the sports minister, who had just assumed office, set up a committee to investigate matters surrounding the death of Olarinwaju, especially because of the conflicting reports that came. Okay? From the Nigerians and from the camp of Ghana.
Yes.
Nathan, the minister set up a committee, appointed Major Retired Amaka Amatefio, a lawyer and a former minister for youth and sports, as chairman of the committee. In that committee, there was Peter Zuenes, former GBA president. There was Eko Asma, there was Sami Battels, there was Eddie Papo, there was Martin Engman. Look, Nathan, name them. People with lots of experience in the sport. People who understand the basics, the need tools of the sport. This committee came up with a recommendation. And all of this happened somewhere in May. Came up with a report presented to the minister. The minister issued a document accepting the recommendations of the committee. All of those things have timelines. Accepting the recommendations of the committee and saying that he was going to make sure the NSA implemented everything the committee said. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the 23rd of September 2025. Nathan, not a single recommendation in that document has been implemented. And Yaw Ampofo Ankrah is the NSA boss. I am reliably informed that the minister mandated the NSA to take action and deal with the system.
Yeah.
In the course of that, Abraham Nikwe, who was the GBA president, resigned. When the storm came, he resigned. And when he resigned, everybody said, oh, Nikwe was the problem. And once Nikwe was out of the way, everything was okay. It was back and forth. Yaw Ampofo Ankrah, the NSA boss, has never taken any brutal steps as far as implementing what the report said. Rather, he gave a 10-year extension.
Yeah, I remember that. It was I think a 1-month extension.
To the man Nikwe handed over to, Roger Bano. Roger Bano and his executives are still running Ghana boxing. the same group of people who were by Nikwe, when we said boxing was not being run properly. In fact, Nathan, if you look at the findings of the committee, they were clear that Ghana boxing was not being properly run. Nathan, let me give you this line. The committee under the leadership of Ambassador retired Amaka Amatefio, Nathan, they continued the investigations. They said the report revealed that GBA is operating with major regulatory lapses. Drug testing protocols are being completely ignored. They went on to tell us that after a comprehensive review of the governance of professional boxing in Ghana, the committee concluded that the GBA, as presently constituted, cannot effectively organize, promote, or administer the affairs of professional boxing in Ghana. Nathan, that was the committee's report. Okay? So what did they recommend? They recommended that, look, the NSA should quickly revoke the license of the GBA.
Yeah.
Nathan, has that been done?
Nope.
When Nikwe left and handed over to Rojabano and his team, all of us said, look, it was the same system that we were trying to clean up that we brought in.
Yeah.
Yaw Ampofo Ankrah's first appointment was to appoint Patrick Johnson as the General Secretary of the GBA.
Yeah.
Look, Nathan, Patrick Johnson, I can confidently tell you, was pushed out by Nikwe.
Yeah, I think that was established.
He was pushed out by
Remember
Nikwe.
the day we had a Kwasma here.
Not because he was doing a good job and he was pushed out, but Nikwe felt he couldn't work with him because of certain infractions. Matters went to Iyoko and all. But Yaw Ampofo Ankrah brought Patrick Johnson back to the GBA. And Nathan, if you are sweeping a room of debt and you bring back debt, what work have you done?
None
Now,
at
what
all.
was the recommendation of the committee? Nathan, I'll take you to the recommendations of the committee and tell me if boxing bouts in this country are organized under these recommendations. The committee, after considering all the evidence, examining all witnesses, have determined that certain measures must be taken to address and forestall an imminent collapse of the organization of boxing in this country. The unfortunate and tragic death of the Nigerian boxer rings an alarm bell which must be responded to immediately. For that reason, the committee recommends the following. The license under which the GBA can continue to operate by virtue of Regulation 13 of the Sports Regulation 2023 LI 2477 should be withheld by the NSA until the review of the GBA constitution to reflect the concerns addressed in this report, implementation of the recommended reforms, and the conduct of new elections within 6 months after the submission of this report. Nathan, it has not been done.
This is
For the avoidance of doubt, the GBA, as presently constituted, cannot function as to organize, promote, or administer the affairs of professional boxing in this country. In the interim, Nathan, this is very important. In the interim, the NSA should constitute an entity or a body made up of competent and committed persons to take over the functions of the GBA and to administer professional boxing in the country. The NSA should accordingly notify all international sanctioning bodies and professional organizations to which the GBA is affiliated with its decision to withhold the license of the GBA as presently constituted until further notice. Nathan, as we speak, has that been done? The interim body should ensure the rules and regulations of boxing are strictly adhered to in a manner that would reflect best practices accepted universally. The entity also should ensure transparency in boxing promotions in this country. Later, people sat down to do a job. The government shall establish a medical commission. And this is a very important part. The government shall establish a medical commission with the view of ensuring compliance by all sports entities under the NSA with international best practices to safeguard the health and safety of athletes. Nathan, health and safety of athletes. As a requirement for obtaining a license to operate as a sports entity under Regulation 13 of the Sports Regulation 2023 LI 2477, an applicant must show that it has a functioning medical commission. The body appointed to take over the functions of the GBA, as stipulated in 3 above, should also assign the shall also be assigned the responsibility of putting in urgent measures to guarantee the safety and health of boxers in this country and abroad, including but not limited to A, appointment of a qualified physician to the board of boxing oversight body to supervise implementation of health and safety standards through the Boxing Medical Commission. Later, as we speak, we are organizing boxing bouts without a medical commission. We are organizing boxing bouts without qualified physicians. Later, if you want that bout, if there was a qualified medical physician sitting by the ringside,
that bout gets
stopped.
Yeah.
That bout gets stopped.
Yeah.
The work of the medical commission encompasses such areas such as, Nathan, 1, procedures for licensing of boxers. 2, procedures for licensing of officiating officials, e.g. referees, vetting of medical credentials of foreign boxers, ensuring release letters of boxers conform with statutory requirements for fitness to box, conducting pre-bout, Nathan, this is very important, conducting pre-bout and post-bout mandatory medical examinations. And this is where I come in. Bahubali post-fight, who did a mandatory medical examination? Post the bout, after the boy had received this amount of punishment, it's in the document. The committee envisaged that post-bout, there could be medical complications.
Of course.
So, mandatory medical examinations. But Nathan, why didn't this happen? Because the committee's report has not been implemented. Why didn't this happen? It didn't happen because the status quo remained the same. The status quo remained unchanged after Nikwe left the system. Because everybody thought Nikwe was the problem. Nathan, we are back. We are back to the same problem. We are back to the same challenge. The committee said the medical commission would ensure that pre-bout and post-bout mandatory medical examinations are conducted. Otherwise, the moment Bahubali left the ring, the first point should have been a hospital.
Yeah.
Thoroughly have him checked.
Yeah.
If there are any challenges, they are addressed.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
That's what is done everywhere. After every bout, boxers are taken to proper checks.
Look, you remember this bout? There was a bout, an international bout.
Yeah.
When the boxer claimed when he was being taken to hospital, they delayed the arrival of the ambulance. You know, after the bout, he had to go to hospital.
Yes.
They did, because of the rehydration clause.
Yes.
He didn't take in
Fluids.
I think it was this Konoben Eubank fight.
Okay.
So Eubank accused Konoben at the end of delaying the ambulance that was taking him to hospital for their mandatory post-bout checkup. Later, that is international best practice, because they had a rehydration clause in there. So he was dehydrated completely after the bout. So they were rushing him to hospital to have him properly checked and all. And he accused them of delaying the ambulance and all. That's his beef with Eddie Hearn.
Yes.
So indeed, pre-bout, post-bout mandatory checkups are important in boxing.
Yeah.
Nathan, tell me that this bout, this syndicate, after organizing this bout, the promotion, after they did this bout, all of those things were done.
Sports FM.
Let
Again.
in my digging, as you were speaking, I've discovered a video
Yeah.
that was published 2 days ago
Okay.
of the two boxers,
Yeah.
Messrs. Dixon and Akushe,
Yeah.
meeting at a restaurant
Okay.
and having a meal. Right? It's just light-hearted banter, blah blah blah.
Right.
This is 2 days after the bout.
Good.
And I'm looking.
So
I'm looking at. Bahubali didn't look too good in there.
Post the bout.
Yeah.
The boy should have sought medical attention. And if indeed we had put in place a committee to stop all boxing activities, set aside all those currently running boxing, put in place that normalization committee that was supposed to steer the affairs of boxing. I am sure would have had a medical commission that would have recommended that, look, what is the medical history of the boxer? What are the records of the boxers? What are the medical records of both boxers? Is it fit to fight? Post the fight, what checks have to be done?
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, all those things would have been properly lined up and done.
Yeah.
So that we won't have seen Bahubali clearly in that video. You could see the boy's face was still swollen.
Yeah, his face was still swollen.
Nathan, people have sent us gory images, and you see, people shouldn't do that. They are circulating videos of Bahubali on his unfortunate deathbed. Nathan, you can still see the swelling on his face. He received punishment.
For our listeners, once again, the videos are on our stream. The videos of the bout,
Nathan,
snippets are on our stream, so you can watch that for context.
the committee further recommended the establishment of a framework for the provision of medical care and health services before, during, and after boxing matches, such as appointing ringside physicians, at least 2, one of whom shall be seated at the ringside all the time during boxing matches, ensuring availability of paramedics at boxing bouts, ensuring ambulance services are available, ensuring availability of medical emergency equipment, liaising with nearby hospitals with emergency services, and a neurologist if possible, establishing a framework for doping control. Continued medical examination, CME, for all licensed professionals as a condition for accreditation, licensing, and effective discharge of their duties in line with boxing regulations. Establishment of a medical record database for all boxers. Enforcement of annual medical screening for all boxers as preconditions for license renewals, and all pre-fight and post-fight medical requirements required by the boxing regulations and international best practices. Nathan, the law, you see, they are saying that enforcement of annual medical screening by all boxers as preconditions for license renewal, and all pre-fight and post-fight medical requirements required by the boxing regulations and international best practices. So Nathan, the law, in fact, the committee, after doing its work, foresaw a lot of things happening in future and did everything possible to recommend that the right things be done to avert incidents like this.
Yeah.
Look, the position of this DBA will be that no boxer died in the ring. Yes. And that is the matter of fact. But Nathan, post the bout, what was done? Did Bahubali just go home to go and look after himself?
Sports FM.
Did the boxer just walk out of the ring, took his purse, and left for his house? Pre-bout, what were the challenges? Were there proper medical records? Did they do any proper medical screening? You see, Nathan, I would have expected that the NSA would have acted swiftly after the minister handed this document to them.
Yeah.
To implement the recommendations. But no, Yaw Ampofo Ankrah and his people refused to implement the recommendations. Now, we have another incident of an avoidable death in boxing.
Yeah.
Nathan, this is avoidable. Look, if Bahubali hadn't gone into the ring on the 12th of September
Yeah.
to receive the punishment he received, I am not sure this morning would have been reporting of Bahubali's death. It is a matter of this boxing bout being the trigger to whatever led to him being hospitalized.
Yeah.
Nathan, the boy received punishment.
Oh, yes. Again, for our viewers, you can find the videos on our stream. You can find that. We have, a few videos in there just to give you an idea of what's happening. Ray, you talk about avoidable deaths. I'm watching the video, and I've seen a few more. And I want to know who the referee is. Because personally, if you ask me,
This referee should have stopped this
the
bout.
referee did a poor job by not stopping the bout. The referee only stopped the bout, or he only stepped in after Bahubali was sent to the canvas.
Yes.
and he took out his mouth guard and spat out blood. It was late at that point.
I mean,
You could tell that he was no match for Jacob Dixon. You could tell Dixon was pounding this gentleman into submission. As a referee, you stop the bout at a point. I don't know how the referee judged it, but I'm just watching the videos, and you can even tell that this is a bit too much.
Nathan, the boxer was receiving punishment. The boxer was receiving punishment.
This is Sporty FM. The
No,
voice
Nathan,
of
you see,
sports.
and I'm saying that, look, this thing cannot be happening. When life has been lost, Nathan, so are you telling me the passing of Olarinwaju didn't change our boxing?
Clearly.
Didn't change our ways?
Ray, clearly hasn't changed anything.
So the committee that sat down to do their worked in vain.
It hasn't changed anything.
That is what we have been told.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
And the
anything.
minister should be disappointed this morning. He should be disappointed in the NSA for failing to do what he was asked to do. Nathan, it was clear. In the interim, the NSA should constitute an entity or a body made up of competent and committed persons to take over the functions of the GBA and administer professional boxing in this country.
Yeah.
Nathan, did the NSA do same?
No, the NSA didn't.
Yaw Ampofo Ankrah and his people, did they do it?
No, they didn't.
He rather went appointing Patrick Johnson. To do what? Was Patrick Johnson not part of that previous setup? And Nikwe threw him out? He brought Patrick Johnson back. Is it not the same people who were working with Nikwe, Roger Bano and co? Roger Bano was his vice.
Yeah.
That he again handed over to. These are the same people steering the affairs of Ghana boxing, presiding over the Atiagbesi battle. No. Atiagbesi is still happening. Otherwise, a cruiserweight and a light heavyweight
Have no business being in the same ring.
and the results are there for all of us to see. Look, Nathan, let's be serious. Let us be serious. Ghana boxing cannot continue like this. Nathan, these crowd pullers, Bahubali indeed, I hear was a crowd puller. So the promoters say, okay, we have a boxer, let's pull crowd, let's go and make a match.
We don't run. You see,
We don't run boxing.
we don't
like
run
that.
boxing because you have crowd pullers. Yes, there's whatever, but you need to ensure that the right things are done. How are you even setting up this bout?
Now, 11 days after the fight, the boxer is no more. The boxer is no more. Olarinwaju passed. Weeks, months, we're pushing. Where's the report? Where's the implementation? It didn't happen. Another life has been lost today. Of course, they'll tell us it didn't happen in the ring. Yes, it didn't happen in the ring. But things had to be done post the fight.
Yes. Because if the proper medical checks were done, they would have Ray, nobody goes through this kind of punishment and
doesn't go through a mandatory post-fight medical
the
examination.
check, the medical check will show something. It will clearly show something. This amount of punishment, it will clearly show.
Later now, the boxer has passed.
Sporty FM.
And I am sure the GBA will adopt a defensive. You see, nobody is going to form any committee to investigate this.
No.
The findings of the committee that investigated the Olarinwaju death,
The findings are
the
enough.
findings must be implemented.
Yeah, that's it.
Look, Nathan, every single person associated with Ghana boxing today should step aside. In fact, Yaw Ampofo Ankrah must sweep all these people aside, including the Patrick Johnson he has appointed. Let us fix Ghana boxing.
I find the stance of the NSA boss really worrying because you see, he was giving a mandate.
Look, he's scared of the boxing people.
He was
Yaw Ampofo Ankrah is scared.
he was giving a mandate. The minister authorized, so he has the power of the minister and the NSC to have set up this interim management body. They come in, clean the house, create the modalities for a new chapter. Did it not happen in football? It happened in football.
Absolutely.
It happened in football.
That is what we call a normalization committee.
And you do it because things are out of order. So you do that to normalize things.
Absolutely.
So that you create the pillars on which you build the rest of the structure. But as to how this has been left unsupervised, you extended their tenure. The same people who were part of the old admin are still running around, running Ghana boxing. What really do you expect? When Mr. Nikwe's name was mentioned, it was mentioned because he was the head of the GBA. So ultimate responsibility falls on him. So if there's something wrong, he takes the first hit. But that is not the only hit. After he takes the first hit, you clean house. Then you start again. Then there was this opportunity to organize. Ray, I don't think the elections happened.
No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. The elections were supposed to happen. It didn't happen. Yaw Ampofo Ankrah, instead of setting them aside, gave them a 1 month extension.
Yeah, I remember the extension.
Which elapsed, I think, somewhere in August.
Yes, somewhere
in August. Okay? So, Nathan, this matter is very simple. If the NSA and Yaw Ampofo Ankrah had implemented all the things this committee asked them to do,
we will not be here.
We will not be here. Or even Ghana boxing will not even be organized until the room is properly sanitized. But no. We've seen a boxer receiving punishment, this much punishment in the ring.
No medical person steps in. The referee looks on. There's no urgency, no seriousness. And a boxer's life has been lost. Not because he was home eating kinky and shit up.
Do you know what a medical commission does? A medical commission attached to a sports federation, like boxing.
They are the people, if they say you won't fight, you won't fight.
Nathan, do you know as we sit here? If I hit you with a punch, everybody can say, oh, he's a normal, he's a... But if you don't get checked, nobody knows what could happen to you in the next few days. That is boxing. Boxing is a very delicate sport. It's touch and go.
Listen, for listeners, if you don't quite understand what we mean by boxing is a dangerous sport, let me recommend this documentary for you. It's titled The Fight of Our Lives. It's a documentary concerning Nigel Benn and what bout was it? And Gerard McClellan. Right? Nigel Benn and Gerard McClellan. This is a documentary I recommend for everybody. Watch that documentary. See what has happened to Gerard McClellan. See what's happened to him. He went into a bout with Nigel Benn, a brutal bout. The guys were rivals at the time. This was in the mid-90s. After the bout, Gerard McClellan ended up in a wheelchair, and he's been in a wheelchair ever since. He's practically a vegetable, if you like. And apologies for that term, but
that's...
Nigel Benn's boxing career was never the same after that. He quit not too long after to go into ministry.
Yeah.
But he tells you that bout changed him. And that bout changed he and McClellan. And the two of them, after that night, their lives went in opposite. They've not been proper human beings, if you quote unquote. Nigel Benn is in ministry, but he's haunted by that forever. Yeah. Gerard McClellan is now a vegetable, practically.
Yeah.
So when we say that boxing is a serious sport, we don't say it because we are joking. We say it because it's serious. You could actually die.
Nathan. Nathan, to think of the fact that a whole committee set up to do a job, have done their job. Somebody has to implement.
They've done the hard work.
They've done the hard work for you.
They've laid out the procedure.
And they've shown you where the challenges are.
Execute.
Just execute. It becomes a problem. Now, another young boxer has lost his life because of medical reasons. One part of the reasons why the committee came in was supposed to cure the medical challenges around boxing.
Exactly.
Cure this atrial basis syndrome and all. Nathan, boxers' licenses must be subjected to strict tests.
Of course.
They must meet certain requirements. Nathan, you are seeing all sorts of boxes.
Because, Ray, how do light heavyweights and cruiserweights?
So the promoters should come and tell us.
Let me. So I've been digging. I found the promotion for you.
Okay.
I'm going to read you the flyer.
Right.
It says, Sports Education and Management Promotions presents Monaco, The Night to Prove. That was the name of the boxing event.
The Night to Prove.
The Night to Prove. As to whatever it is they wanted to prove. They've proven it already. Friday, 12 September 2025. The promoter is a gentleman called Lord Coleman.
Okay.
Lord Coleman. Venue, Bukom Boxing Arena, Accra, Ghana, time 7 p.m. Sponsored by SEM Promotions, which I'm assuming is the Sports Education and Management Promotions. I don't know who they are. Then there's a certain telephone number here, call/WhatsApp. They've provided some social media handles, long list of media partners.
Nathan, it is clear that a lot of processes, protocols that must be adhered to when organizing these bouts. Post the whole Olarinwaju incident, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And who do I blame?
The NSA.
I will not blame that new Roger Bano committee or board.
No, because they exist because of the NSA.
Of course.
Yes. So it's the
will
NSA that
blame
takes
them?
ultimate responsibility.
And I'm sure His Excellency Amaka Amatefiu and Co will be sad this morning hearing that their work has yielded no results for Ghana boxing. Don't be disappointed. Akwasma and Co, don't be disappointed. Because, look, Nathan, this shouldn't be happening.
Of course.
But it has happened.